Welcome to the Explainer. Now, if you've ever felt like English spelling is just an absolute trap, well, you're definitely in the right place. It's honestly like a funhouse mirror for your mouth, where the letters on the page literally seem like they're actively conspiring against you. Okay, let's dive into this. So, have you ever confidently said an English word out loud, maybe in a big meeting or just chatting with a friend, only to realize later that you've been mispronouncing it for months or maybe even years? Yeah, take a deep breath because you are absolutely not alone. These visual illusions trick everyone. No matter how much you study. Take the creator of our source material today. She actually moved to the US at 25 and kept saying sugar in this very Russian way with a hard S until a friend finally corrected her. It just goes to show you that even super advanced speakers fall for these English spelling traps all the time. Your eyes look at an S and your brain does exactly what it's supposed to do until English just decides to completely break its own rules. So how do we actually fix this? Enter our ultimate tool for this explainer, shadowing. Now, this isn't just about repeating after someone. No, it's an active practice technique where you speak simultaneously with a native speaker. You're matching their rhythm, their stress, and their flow, rather than just aiming for what the spelling tells you to say. I really encourage you to actively practice out loud with me as we go through this. Seriously, try it out. All right, here is our roadmap. We're going to systematically break down English pronunciation into 5 distinct rounds. 1, the silent letter sabotage. 2, the stress shift. 3, spelling versus reality. 4, the swallowed syllable secret. And finally, 5, deceptive vowels and lookalikes. Okay, kicking things off with round 1, the silent letter sabotage. Basically, letters that exist on paper but just vanish in your mouth. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how our eyes totally lie to us. You see close, and your brain instantly wants 2 full syllables. You see depth, and you really want to push that B sound out. But in reality, close collapses into just 1 smooth syllable with a soft Z or S at the end. And depth, it completely skips the B. It literally just rhymes with let, just det. English history is just full of these absurdities. Take the word receipt. It kept its silent P just to flex its Latin root recepta. Your mouth never actually makes that P sound. And it's not alone. Think about the word salmon, entirely dropping the L, or island, completely ignoring the S. They serve absolutely zero purpose today, but they're still right there, sitting on the page just waiting to trip you up. Moving right along to round 2, the stress shift. This is where all the letters are there, but the rhythm is just completely wrong. You see, sometimes the issue isn't missing letters at all, it's putting the emphasis in the wrong place. Take these 2 giants, vegetable and comfortable. On paper, they look like 4 distinct syllables, but natural American speech absolutely loves to swallow middle syllables. They crush these 4-syllable monsters right down to 3, so it naturally becomes vegetable and comfortable. This next one brilliantly illustrates how tricky rhythm can be when word forms change. Take photograph, right? The stress is clearly on the first syllable, but the moment you add a simple suffix like the whole pattern completely shifts. Suddenly it's photographer, with the stress landing hard on the second syllable. This sudden shift catches people completely off guard. All right, round 3, spelling versus reality. These are the wild cards where the spelling gives you absolutely zero useful information. We really just have to laugh at the chaotic history of this word, colonel. You look at it and you really want to say colonel, but nope, it was originally borrowed from Italian, then it got stuck in an older French spelling, and today it is pronounced exactly like a kernel of popcorn. Honestly, sometimes you just have to memorize the sound and completely ignore the spelling. And this brilliantly illustrates how foreign origins absolutely hijacked English phonetics. The word chaos comes from Greek, so that CH makes a hard K sound, giving us chaos. Meanwhile, yacht comes from Dutch. The spelling never caught up to how we actually say it, so the CH and the T are completely silent, and the whole word just rhymes with hot. Crazy, right? Let's rapidly hit a few more of these historical punchlines. Wednesday was originally Woden's Day, naming a Norse god, but over centuries, that middle D entirely disappeared. Then there's Q. This one is just incredible. You literally just say the letter Q, the next 4 letters are perfectly silent, just sort of waiting in line. And conscience collapses from what looks like conscience into a quick, sharp shun sound at the very end. Okay, on to round 4, the swallowed syllable secret. This is the climax right here, where trying too hard actually makes you sound much less natural. Here is a massive, totally counterintuitive reality. Look at February and library. They both have two R's in them. But actually saying both R's so close together is genuinely difficult to do quickly. So natural American English quietly drops the first one. It becomes February and library. If you try to overpronounce both R's, you're actually working much harder than a native speaker does. And the exact same rule applies to these common everyday words. Stop overpronouncing them. Probably becomes probably. Different turns into different. Literally collapses to literally. And chocolate shrinks down to chocolate. Grouping these words together reveals a really vital secret. Crushing those middle syllables isn't lazy speech. It is actually the secret to fluent, natural, and effortless flow. Finally, round 5, deceptive vowels and lookalikes. Words that look super familiar but carry hidden sounds. Now, this is a classic trap. Look at the spelling difference here. It's literally just one single letter S. Desert, with a stress on the first syllable, is the dry, sandy place. But dessert, with a stress on the second syllable, is the sweet treat. Here is a super memorable trick for you. Dessert has two S's, because you always want seconds. The stress difference is the absolute only thing separating them in speech.
So the crucial point here is to beware these deceptive endings. Words like village, manage, and damage don't actually have a full age sound. The ending sounds much more like itch. And imagine, engine, origin, they use a soft G and a very light in sound. These endings are always short and quick. They are never the full open vowel sounds that your eyes are telling you to make.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to challenge you. Which of these words surprised you the most today? And what's one word you always hesitate before saying out loud? We all have our blind spots. English spelling might be a trap and a total illusion, but your pronunciation doesn't have to be. From now on, trust your ears over your eyes, keep practicing that shadowing technique out loud, and I'll catch you next time.